Well, good day, everybody. Glad you can join me today. Right now, as you can see, I still have over 3 feet of snow. It's spring. It's April 11th. Temperatures are warming up, but we still have a lot of snow. So let's go take a look at the backyard. So again, this is my backyard. You can see where my gardens are going to be. In the back there is where my raised beds are. But I still got a lot of snow. Lots of snow. It's starting to melt slowly. But I won't be golfing for a little while. But instead, I figured I'd prepare myself and buy a few items for my golf bag. So how about if you stick around, we'll go in the house and just take a look at what I got for 2023 to help me out with my golfing experience. I won't be able to come out and test any clubs as of right now because I still have way over 3 feet of snow. But with a few days of nice warm weather, I'll bring you back when I can see green grass and we'll try something out. So until then, let's go in the house and take a look at some clubs. Well, good day, everybody. As you can see, we still have a lot of snow and well over 3 feet. Yes, the temperatures are rising. Today we're supposed to have plus 14 Celsius, and it's probably going to end up around 20 to 21 Celsius in a couple more days. So that's nice. That's sure going to melt a lot of snow, because right now in my yard I still have 3 feet of snow. So anyways, another one of my hobbies. Well, hey, first, thanks for dropping in, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. What can I say? I've been golfing probably 30 plus years, and whenever I got invited, I always went to the clubhouse and rented whatever set they had there for a right-hand golfer. Sometimes I was lucky to get six clubs, and very lucky if I even got a straight putter. But you know, it's just what I enjoyed, eh? And then finally, a little over 10 years ago, I guess, I decided, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. So I bought myself my first set of clubs, and there was a box set of Wilsons. I like them. I knew nothing really about clubs or brand names or whatnot. But when I went to talk to some people that were there, they had just put these up for sale with a beautiful price tag that I could afford. And so that's what I went with. You know what? It doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter what clubs I had, because I was either in the trees on the right, trees on the left. If there was a sand bunker, I was in there. And believe you me, if there was water, I was in there too. Not very often I was up in the main chute of the fair. So Right now, I wanted to treat myself, and now that I'm retired, I wanted to get into golf. I wanted to take my outside shots, bring them into the middle, and really concentrate on my game. And I enjoy it either way, it doesn't matter, you know. But I wanted to really focus a little bit more on proper stance, proper club swings, how to hold your clubs, what to think about when you're making that shot, whether you have to make a fade or a draw, or it's got to go right down the pipe, right? Also, whenever I golfed, when I went to the tee box and I looked at the hole I was on, it would tell you, okay, it's a par 4, it's 420 yards, or if it was a par 3 and it was 187. That was the only information that I got right off the tee box, right? And once I teed off, I didn't know where I was. I kind of looked at, the tee box, looked at the flag, and figured, you know what, I still got 200 yards left, so I'll grab this club, or I'll grab that wedge, Not until I got on the green, I knew to grab the putter, or if I was around the green, to grab a wedge. And whenever I was in doubt, I always talked to the partners that I was with to get their input. And they would guide me also. But this year, for 2023, I figured, you know what? I'm going to spend a little bit more effort and time in tweaking my hobby. So I invested a little bit of money. I like beating these wedges. They work great. My driver works great. All my wedges look, it works, right? I just wanted something different. So I went out and I purchased myself a Ping G425 10.5 degree driver. It's a beautiful driver. Here, I'll just come up here. I can adjust it almost 2 degrees either way. It's got a tungsten weight in the back for your to correct your swing. Myself, I'm going to leave it in the middle, and I'm going to correct my swing with my body first. And once I spend a couple of months of doing that, then I'll decide whether or not I got to address it to the draw or the fade side. But that's my new club for 2023. Now, why did I go with this club? Well, when I went to a pro shop in my hometown, originally I was going to get another Wilson driver, the carbon one that just came out this year, but they just didn't have it, and it was too new. But I started looking at it. It was expensive and all that, but so was the Ping. So was this one here. But I just couldn't pass up the deal. Like, to go for before tax $600 club for this set. That's Canadian dollars, like I said. But when he started showing me all the other clubs, Ping came up with their new club for this year, which is the G430. And in doing that, their other club, the G425, well, you know what? Got knocked down, right? So their new club is in the $800 range right now. Very expensive. But it benefits me because this one here, when it came out 2 years ago, was $732 Canadian. That was a couple years ago. Then at Christmas time, it dropped down to, I think it was 600 and change. Then it dropped down to $599. And then when I went into the pro shop, I just wanted to get some wedges. I wanted to talk rangefinders, and I wanted to get a driver. I didn't know what I wanted, so I just continued talking to these people, and they would ask me a whole bunch of questions. You know, how long have you played, and how far do you want to go, and you know, stuff like this, right? So I answered everything and all that, and then they asked me why I wanted to go with the new Wilson driver, and I said, well, I got a Wilson kit. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to go with the same brand name. And then they kind of pointed me in a direction, like showing me the TaylorMades, showing me the Callaways, you know, showing me the Cobras, you know, and stuff like that. But we never really talked money, and believe you me, very expensive. Some of them clubs were like $900, $1,000, $800. You know, it's very expensive. And then when he pointed me out to the Ping driver and all that, I've seen this a lot when I was watching all my videos. And finally, I had to just stop him and say, look, I just can't afford an $800 club, you know, it's type idea, right? And finally, he said, well, hang on. He says, Ping just came out with the new G430, and they put this one on sale. So I said, okay, but I says, this one on sale at $5 and change compared to the Wilson, which is $599. I was kind of trying to balance it out on what I wanted, right? And after talking to him for a while, he brought me to their what do I call it? The area where you tee off and practice and stuff like this. Their simulator, I guess. And we spent the whole day there, the whole day in the simulator. I swang with the TaylorMades. I used this one a couple times. I used the what other one? Callaways, obviously, and I really liked the Sim 2 driver. It felt really good, but I just didn't like the price. But then they turned around and said, look, this driver now is on sale. And he says, we put it on sale this morning. And he said, it's only I think he said $4.99 Canadian. I looked at him and I said, that's half price. And they said, yeah. He says, we just ordered a shitload of Wilsons and also their new G430 clubs. So they put this one on sale again. So I said, oh, okay. So we talked about that for a bit. And then we went back into the simulator for another couple hours. And then we fine-tuned everything. He showed me a lot about my stance, my swing, ball placement, how to hold the club, how to square my shoulders, stretch out, you know, all that. And I had the 9-degree loft, 10.5. I had different shafts. We just kept trying all kinds of things. And after the full afternoon, this is the one that we came up with, which is the 10.5, okay? And the that shaft right there, which I don't know too much about it, but like he put a lot of different shafts on it. And once he dressed this up and put it all together for me, well, you know what? With that and a lot of his tweaking, you know, squaring off my shoulder, my stance, how to hold my club and how to swing my club, with all that information, you know what? Yes, I still had a lot of rights and lefts, you know, and all this, but a lot of my drives were going down the middle. And like he said, don't try to smash it. You know, don't go for the grand yardage. Go for accuracy first. So he said, you practice your swings until your accuracy goes right down the middle. And he says, once your accuracy comes from the right and left, and you can control that to getting most of your shots down the middle, he says, when that happens, then you can start smashing it and getting your strength behind you and letting her rip. So I said, okay, right on. So I spent the whole afternoon there. And this year, for 2023, that's going to be my new driver. And he gave me a lot of good information. I really appreciated it. And I was very happy I went and talked to him, because, you know, you can do a lot of research online and stuff like this and watch YouTube videos, which is excellent. That gives you a foundation on what you can expect, like when you go get fitted for clubs and whatnot, eh? But see, that's way out of my league. I'm just an average Joe golfer, right? So after talking to him, and I brought my bags with me too, eh? I brought all my clubs with me so he could take a look at them. And like he told me, he said, that's not a bad set for when it came out 10 years ago. He says, irons are irons. It'll still do its thing. And he took a look at them, and he noticed that all I had was a, what do you call that? I got 160 degree, and then after that I got my my 9-iron, you know, stuff like this, and then I got my P wedge. So he asked me if I wanted any more wedges, and I said yes. So I started questioning him on that. But what I was questioning him on basically was your degree of loft, and how do you judge whether or not you want like a 56 or 58 degree, or a 62 degree, or a 50 degree, you know, and all that, right? So we talked a lot about wedges. And prior to that, though, is I was doing a lot of research on the Kirkland three-wedge package that you can get from Costco. So I did a lot of research already on wedges, but I wanted to see what he's going to tell me. And he was bang right on, you know. As far as the degree of loft and whatnot, he says basically, you know, you have the three different wedges, and you try to get between 10 to 15 yards in between each wedge. That way, depending on where you are from the green and what type of trouble you're in, or what type of loft you want, or what type of elevation and curvature of the green is, and where you want your ball to go and stop and roll and spin and all that. So we started talking a lot about that. And then I happened to mention about the Costco brand, the Kirklands, right? And right away he said, that is an excellent starter kit. He says, you got 3 very nice wedges. He said, you can't go wrong there, especially for the price. Because he was showing me wedges, again, ping wedges. He was showing me Callaway tailor-made wedges. Man, oh man, they're just like, they're a couple $100 each, you know, and stuff like this, eh? And just, I just couldn't believe the price of them. And I says, wow. I says, that costs almost more than my set. But yeah, so he was showing me all that. But the 3 that I chose were the ones from Costco, because I get a 52, 56, and a 60 degree wedge for $189 Canadian. You can't beat that. For me, anyways. But then when I did a lot of research, and there's a lot of people that like these 3 wedges. You know, a lot of professionals tried them out on their channels. They had no beef with them whatsoever. They said they're just as good as some of their other brands, top brands, and they were pretty impressed with the Kirkland series. So I figured, you know what, inexpensive. It's tax and everything came to what was it, 210, 2 something like that. And I figured, you know what, that's where my bang is going to be. I'll get 3 wedges for the price of 1. So that's what I went with. Also, like I said, I never really know once I tee off from the tee box exactly how far I am from the flag. I'm always guessing or asking someone, what do you think, you know, and stuff like this, and trying to estimate myself. And then I didn't know, like uphill, downhill, you know, if you're teeing off from up here and your green's down here, or vice versa, you know, what club to use. Because if this is the green and you're teeing off up here and they say it's a 170 yards or whatever on a straight line, yes, they're right. But when you tee off and your ball goes up this way, if you're going to use, let's say if you're going to use your 9-iron for the yardage, or if you're going to use your 7-iron or whatever, your ball can actually overshoot the green. Why? Because of your slope difference, right? Yes, it's 145, let's say, or 150 from here to here, but with your slope, it's probably only 130 to here. So if you're using your iron that goes 150, 160 or whatever, well, you're going to always overshoot it. I didn't know any of that. You know what I mean? I just looked at the bag and asked everyone that was with me, what do you think? What are you shooting? Okay, you're shooting a 9. Well, okay, well, I'll try my 8. Then I found out I was too strong on my hits and I was overshooting that anyway, so I go to a 9. Then I went to my pitching wedge and, you know, stuff like this, right? So it was all guesswork for the last 30-something years. This time, I went out and I bought myself a Rangefinder. This one here, it's a lot of professionals use that also. A lot of amateur use that. It's got a good features in it, because it's also, you can dial it in. If you're in tournament, you can take it out of slope. That way you won't be penalized or anything like that. And if you're using it on the field, they'll let you. But if you're just out there playing with your buddies and all that, and you put it on slope, it'll give you your reading. So when you're in your tee box and you're looking at your flag, it'll give you your distance, then it'll give you your slope, what it should be, plus or minus, right? Depending on where you are in your elevation. So by doing that, you'll know exactly from your feet to that flag what it is. Then you can go to your club set grab your iron or your woods or whatever you got that matches that as close as possible. So that's the reason why I bought this. All right, we're going to take a look at that a little later on. But that's why I bought that. Now, I also have a practice net that I purchased. I'll be setting out in the yard. I got my mat. I got everything there just to play around with. That alone is just going to be used for my swing, my stance, how to hold my clubs, how to hit the ball, how to square that off, and just competitive shot after shot after shot. Dial in everything, you know, how to hold the clubs, how to swing your club, where to make your contact, how to do your lean, you know, and stuff like this. Foot placement, the whole 9 yards, right? That's all good and dandy, but you still got to go out to the range, and you still got to beat them balls down the range, because then you got to look at where your ball's actually going. You could practice everything at home, and but you need to hit the range to find out if it's benefiting you, and if you're bringing your balls from the outside inside, and if you got the right loft, and how far your balls are going, right? So that's what I'm going to do this year also. I'm going to spend a lot of time doing that. Where before I'd get a phone call, you want to play golf? Yeah, sure. What time? Where? When? Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, I'll be there. And away I went. Then I'd meet them there, get the cart, throw my clubs in, buy a couple of drinks for the road, and then jump in the cart and away we go. You know, get to the tee box, do a couple swings, and tee off, and have a good laugh for 18 holes. But anyways, this year I want to make some changes. So I'm going to go to, I'm going to go a little bit out there and spend a lot of quality time. That way I can grab my 52 degrees and throw a couple hundred balls at that, but use it as a full swing, watch the height, and watch my distance. Then I can tune it down to a 3/4 and then a half swing, right? And I'm gonna have a pad with me, a book with me, and I'm gonna keep track of that, you know. And I got my rangefinder with me, so I'll watch where all my balls are going. I'll mark it in my book. These are all my shots, full swing. These are my shots, 3/4, and my shots, half swing. And I'm gonna do that consistently all the time, with all my wedges and all my woods, my drivers, everything. Once I get accurate and I'm putting it down the pipe, then I'll go back to my wedges and everything and put a little bit more power in them, and to fine tune my shots and take it from there, right? But I enjoy the game. I love having fun. I love taking everybody else's information that they tell me, absorbing it. I like watching other players play, watch their stance, watch their balls, see what they're doing, see what I'm doing wrong, talk to them about what I'm doing wrong or whatever. But I think this year also is, I got some information on some of the driving ranges and all that have pros, semi-pros, you know, stuff like this that could help you out, eh? And so I might talk to them also, so they can help me address my swing, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, point out a few things, record everything, and then practice it. And we'll see what happens. I like the game. I always did. I never really went out there to be number one type idea, you know what I mean? I went out there to have a lot of fun, quality time, and just to get out there. But now I want to fine-tune everything and become a better golfer. I'm over 60, retired, lots of hobbies. This is one of them that I never really talked about, but now I want to fine-tune everything. So what I'm going to do next is I'll do an unboxing of this. We'll take another look at it. Once the snow is gone, like, I don't know, it's going to be quite a while. I still got well over 3 feet. But once I got some grass, and it's nice, it's warm, it's dry, and I can put up my my net and my carpet. Once I do that, then I'll be playing with my my driver, my wedges, my swing. I'll probably start with the driver and just slowly go from there, because that's as far as I'm concerned, hitting it off the tee sets the motion, right? So if you got a good shot off the tee and your second shot gets either on the green or within chipping, then you two putt. Well, that's the only way you're going to bring your score down, right? So I'm going to give that a go. So anyways, let's clear the table and let's take a look at my new rangefinder. So once again, something different. If a pro is this high, I'm underneath here. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? As far as golf goes, I just like playing. I like beating the balls down. And believe me, if I'm playing 9 holes, I got to have at least 10 balls, because you're either finding them in this side of the bush or this side of the bush. So anyways, I figured that this here is just going to help me out. I could have stayed with everything that I got in this bag, but I didn't have, you know, the wedges going from like 60-degree up to my pitching wedge, 9, 8, 7 iron and so forth. So there's a lot of holes in there. And like I said, talking to some pros and talking to the people that help me with my clubs, they said, you got to get something to fill in the holes. That way when you're out there practicing, and then when you're out there at the range, you're going to see your ball, you know, this side, this side, this side, you know what I mean? Then your driver, right? You'll see all the yardage, and then that way you can control your shots a lot better, right? And then putting. I like putting. Reading the slope is difficult for everybody, but that I'm going to practice. You know, I'm going to practice how to read the slope, where to have my ball placement, because half the times, if I'm 20 feet away, 30 feet away or whatever, I'll kind of take a look at it and find out where the hills are or whatever, and then try to get it as close as I possibly can so I can 2-putt. And if I 3-putt, 4-putt, no big deal, right? I just put it on the scorecard. But that's when the strokes add up pretty quick. So I want to be able to at least control that to a 2-putt as best as I can. Chip on, 2-putt. And if I can get there in regulation, and if I get a bogey double or whatever, that's totally fine by me, right? I'll just get better as the time goes on. So that's just another one of my hobbies. And I figured I've never showed or talked about it with anybody. So anyways, I'm going to clear this up. We'll take a look at this and wait until the snow melts. Get out there and swing some clubs. This is just me talking about my hobby, right? But once I get out there and the snow's gone and I start beating down some balls, I will take you along for some of that to show you my my growth, I guess you could say. It's fun to watch. We'll have a good laugh together. But my main objective is to get a little better. All right. So thanks for dropping by, guys. Now let's take a look at something else. Let's clear the table. All right, so this is also new for this year. I have rangefinders that I use for hunting. I've never brought it out golfing. It's in my hunting equipment. Whenever I go golfing, it's look at the tee box, what the yardage is to the flag, and kind of just judge myself as I go through my steps, right? And then usually they got pickets, and once you get organized and familiar with the pickets, you kind of know your yardage to the flag. It seems like when I golf, I never end up around that area, so I always got to guess my yardage to the green. So this year I purchased this Precision Pro NX10. It also has a slope indicator, so it can calculate your distance. If you're on a high tee box and you're teeing off to a low green and it says it's 150 yards, well, actually it's not. Maybe as the crow flies this way it is, but downwards it's not. This here will tell you exactly what the yardage is using the slope, either having a low green or a high green from a tee box going high. All right, so let's take a look at this one. It says to play with style. Excellent packaging. I really like the packaging. It's got some information on the box for the there. I'll try to take it so the light's not blaring off the plastic. And then the other side. Then the top. And the bottom. All right, let's take a look at it. Very nice package. I like the way it's boxed. Very nice. Okay, and that's how it looks inside. Right off the top, it's the unit itself. Very nicely wrapped. Silicone gel pack. That's your battery tab. Also, this company gives you a lifetime battery replacement. If the batteries go dead, you contact them and they'll send you more. But that's for the US only. In Canada, they don't ship over the border batteries, so you're kind of on your own, but that don't matter. But if you live in the US, free batteries for life. I do have a 3-year warranty on this, so that's nice to have. This part here is a magnet pad, so you can clip it to the side of your golf cart, which is very nice. It also has a removable plate, okay. Wow, magnet is tough on that. Okay. It's got a nice, yeah, that's nice. But it's got a removable plate that if you go and visit the company on their website, you can get these here customized. You can have your logo put on, or someone else's logo put on, Canadian flag, American flag, or whatever. If you check out their site, you can see everything that they got there right now. This here is new this year, so they only got a limited amount of customization you can do. But you can change this, and also the black portion of your lens case. You remove the 2 screws here, and you can replace that also with whatever you choose. So that's the unit right there. Very nice unit. Yeah, I like it. As far as getting this customized, if I get something, I'll get something maybe in red, just so that if it does fall off my cart or something, or if I do put it down somewheres, it'll be easier to find. Nice. Okay, what else we got in here? Okay, this here is like an envelope package. And you get a couple of decal stickers, if that's what you collect. Warranty card. That's what I was telling you. You can get your different colors if you want. And your operating manual. Oh. And you get lens cleaner. Okay, so this here is the hard case, which is nice. It's got a nice, oh, the clip has got a, yeah, it's got good force to it, so that's good. It's plastic on nylon webbing. Now, I may add a small carabiner here instead. We'll see. I'll remove this, but I'll check it out. It's actually in pretty good shape. Like, it's got a lot of strength to it. It's got a spot down here. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You can put 5 T's. There you go. So that's pretty good. The zipper's got a nice pull tab on it. So let's take a look at that. Just throw that over the top. Clamshell. Fits nice. And you don't have to keep zipping this up every time you use it. All you gotta do is close her up, grab your tab, put it around it, and it'll secure it for the day. till you complete your 18 holes or whatever. So I like that. Just unclip it, let it fall open, and then extract your rangefinder. But like I said, during use, you could just stick that right to the side of your cart. Nice little unit, I like it. Can't wait to try it out. We'll take a closer look at it a little later on. But that should help in my golfing experience. So that's the third item I bought for this year to aid in my game. So anyways, now it's time to get to the field to try out my rangefinder, my Kirkland wedges, and also my ping driver. So anyways, thanks for dropping by, and my next video will be everything in action. So you guys take care. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and give me a thumbs up. So you guys take care, and we'll see you out in the course. Bye now.